are live. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. I'm here to give you my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. Joining me is my co-host, my actually live-in guest, so because, she stay on this channel with me, Mrs. Best, a.k.a. my girl, Amina.
Hello.
Hello, hello. So we are doing Belle Collective Season 3, Episode 6 review, y'all. I ain't watching my mouth because some of y'all are crazy. I'm just going to include it myself. Some of y'all are crazy. So I'm going to retract a statement before we begin. I'm going to retract a statement that I had said that I felt like Selena started this entire fight. I'm not going to say she wasn't a part of it because she definitely did it start somewhere. But where it got physical, she was not to blame. It was actually Gucci that started this entire shit. So a lot of y'all were like, no, Selena started it first by saying she was an extra. And some of y'all on Facebook, especially, are weird as hell. Because what I saw was a woman who dropped her purse, pushed Letitia out the way to charge. That's what I saw.
She took
Did you see
off
that,
her
Amina?
sunglasses off of her head, threw her sunglasses. She came up. She also took off her earrings, and then
Mm-hmm.
she ran up on uh on Selena.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly. So watching this episode back and watching what was going on, I was so confused. I was like, well, wait. So for y'all who thinking we just being assholes, I got something for y'all asses. So we are going to watch exactly what the fuck happened. And then we are going to discuss it because I'm not going to play with y'all Bell Collective people today. I ain't got the time. So let's watch and let's see who in the hell was in the wrong. So here I have So Gucci,
oh.
and we're going to see exactly what the hell happened. I'm going to rewind it back, and here we go.
She's getting loud and trying to draw commotion. So the next thing I know, oh, I can see it. Drink in my face.
That's the first lie.
So, so we clearly can see that Gucci started this shit first. So what I want y'all to stop doing on social media and Facebook especially is trying to somewhat put this all on Selena as if she was the only person involved in this. Yes, she had a part in it, absolutely. But she did not start this fight. We saw Gucci run up on her. Gucci could have turned the other way and said, girl, I'm not entertaining you, and walked away. But that's not what she did. So I found it annoying that her and JJ, especially, who wasn't even fucking there, somehow tried to lay this on Selena and make it a whole bunch of more than what it was.
I think that Selena's personality in mouth gets her into
Mm-hmm.
situations, but she's not physical. For people who've watched her on TV, she'll do this, like Letitia Shed. She'll throw her shade, but she won't touch you. I
Mm-hmm.
do feel like, so Gucci said she threw the drink on my face. There was a drink thrown on your face, but
But it was after the fact
after
that
you
you
took off
charged
your
her. Yes.
glasses and charged this woman. So I think it's good that you showed the clip on the page, because
Because, yeah.
you can't. Here's the thing, like, a lot of bitches will put their hands up and want to fight because they too stupid to understand how to use their words. That's my experience. But
I
I
showed the
think
clip
that
because it was so many, even content reviewers were blaming Selena, and it was like, are
no,
we
I
watching the
think to
same
place blame
thing?
on anybody in the situation who has been a part of the situation for years off camera, I think as fans, we got to also understand when to shut the fuck up. Because,
Mm-hmm.
yes, they choose to share their lives and their business and stuff on television, but we don't see it all. They choose to share, is the key word. So, of course, we're
Absolutely.
only going to see one side of things. And I think that's why production on the show is so quick to show so Gucci and JJ and the way they talk about it. And then the showing Sanjay later on and showing like this is something that's serious. This is something we've had a discussion. We find out all types of stuff, which I'm sure you'll get to. But at the end of the day, Selena said things, she threw shade and she did it properly. She struck a nerve. But I don't care what no one says. And Sanjay said it to her, and I know you're going to get at that. Nobody told your black ass, so Gucci and them dentures, to walk up to where Selena was. And I hate when people use the excuse on all shows, because So Gucci's not the only or the first to do it. Oh, well, this person was over there. Tambra was over there. So I wanted to, acknowledge her. Well, why didn't you wait till Tambra separated from the person you didn't want to speak to? You went up to that woman with ill intentions, walked into that event with a stank attitude because you probably heard she was there. And I feel like because it was at Latrice's event, you're trying to get cool with Marie, whose life mission is to come after fucking Latrice. I feel like So Gucci did that and chose to finally take it there because cameras were there. She probably thought I'll get forgiven and I can blame this on Latrice if I'm not forgiven, which is exactly what the hell they're trying to do. But as Latrice stated, you guys have been at multiple events together. They're showing pictures and videos from not on this show, from other shows with Selena and JJ in the car together, co-parenting the kids. There's clips of him talking to his wife on the phone while co-parenting with Selena. And my thing is like, why wasn't your wife there? If, she's the one, stepmom, you should be there too. So I think there's a lot of evidence showing that So Gucci's probably always had an issue. You say you've been in these girls' lives since you were 7 years old. So they speaking as if you're like a second mom to them, but it sounds like you've been problematic to where even So Gucci's own daughter agrees with these girls and can have a positive relationship with them. So Gucci is so jealous. And I think that if you're going to get with someone who has children and a marriage, because a lot of these hoes just be having kids to have kids, right? But in their case, like they had a long history over 10 plus years. And So Gucci's coming in after that. He's got 3 daughters. She don't. I feel like there's just a lot of avenues and areas. And then the South with So Gucci being a darker skinned woman, I feel like, especially knowing my family in the South and stuff, I feel like she probably feels intimidated because Selena's, potential skin color, all that stuff. But I don't know. So Gucci's so whack.
To me, yes, she is. I'm gonna agree. But for me, I don't know if it's necessarily the colorist thing, but I do know that it was, when you always marry somebody who's been married before, you always feel like you're living in the first person's shadow. It's always that. And I think that was the trigger. I think that what she said was the trigger, that you'll always be second to me because I had him first.
Yeah, because she didn't care when she said I was on TV first. She was walking away. But as soon as that came out the mouth, I was married to JJ first. And then she kept going. She turned around and came back at her. So obviously So Gucci showed her hand. She's got a on her shoulder. And that's not fair. And I do I don't think it's ever okay to just put your hands on someone. Me personally, you got to hit me first. I won't touch you. You could throw a drink on me. I'll throw acetone at you. But, I'm not going to, if you don't hit me, I'm not going to hit you. I think that.
My thing is, I have a lot of self-restraint. For me, like, you could be all in my face. You can do all of that. Don't touch me.
Right. As long as you don't touch me, I'm
don't
fine.
touch me. And there's nothing you could say that will get me to that point where I want to physically hurt you. There's nothing. And to me, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I never want to be in a fight because I'm going to feel bad for whatever happens.
That's what's happening to me.
Unfortunately, I'm going to feel bad for whoever that I hit, whoever that I touch. I'm going to feel bad that I did that to them. Yeah. And I'm going to want to apologize to them, which is why I don't fight. Because that sounds stupid coming out my mouth. Even if the person deserved it, I'm still gonna feel bad. Like I
You're
don't know
just
what
a
it
good
is.
person, friend, a
Yeah,
mature.
I am, but I am to an extent. But what I'm saying is like I just could not imagine because because if that was me and Selena going back and forth, I'd be trying to say, "Hey, I am so sorry I did not mean to hit you." Like honestly, because that's who I am. But she came in there. I think the energy was for Latrice personally, but she gave it to Selena because Selena was triggered. I honestly think
And even,
she
but
did.
so Gucci's still wrong because the energy she has towards Latrice don't make no sense either.
It don't make no sense either.
So
Yeah,
she wants all of this
and
loyalty that she cannot give. You want all of this from Latrice, but you're kicking it with a woman who literally is getting a paycheck off of telling the world she's a snake. Because Marie don't do shit else.
that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Carlos. I get you need an antagonist on the show, but what makes an antagonist great for a show is when they have their storyline to back them up.
Mhm.
Marie sounds like a hating ass old Betty. I don't know why the hell you continue to have her on this show and not show a fucking thing. It was nice to see her daughter in the dancing thing. I will give you that, but that was very small and minimal to what I feel Marie needs to bring if I want to see her on the show. So I'm gonna put it to you like I'm gonna put y'all like this. Like it don't matter my review, anybody's review, we're reviewing the show. But I will drop this fucking show if I see her on this channel another season. I don't like Marie. I need to see something from her in order for me to continue to talk about this show. That's it. That's all. I don't care if I have 30 subscribers or 30,000. If Marie don't start showing some shit, I will drop this show. Like I'm serious because I'm tired of talking about her.
Yeah, I kind of agree because it's annoying. It's been 3 seasons, 3 full seasons, and I think producers are aware of it. That's why her daughter suddenly came back on the screen. But listen, a little 7 to 10-year-old, she's very cute, but that's not going to do it for me. If anything, Marie needs to go do like Selena did, go call Miss D or whoever the hell they got to call, and just go be like a stage mom or whatever if she's on TV. But other than that,
And I get, and it's sad because I understand how when she tried to bring her family on the show, like the first season, her son with all them kids, and then her mama the second season, people went in on Marie. They did. I will give Marie that, but at the same time, that should have been your ticket off the show. Then, if you
people
really didn't,
wouldn't go in on Marie though as hard if she learned to shut the fuck up. Honestly, like
Mhm.
she look, yes, the world went in on her in seasons 1 and 2 for her show and her kids and stuff, but she is not the first person to have kids that are just a disaster. Look at Nini's oldest child going to jail, making babies, did all of that on the show. So I call bullshit on the whole. The people went in on Marie. People go in on her because she's arrogant, she is entitled, she has the mindset and attitude of I'm better than everyone or I know so much. I feel like she uses her success as a way to tear down other people's worth and
Mhm.
word. Um,
I agree.
but she's a businesswoman, but I don't ever see us getting anything real from Marie on this show. I just don't, especially after that NDA bullshit. I'm like, oh, and then seeing this episode with her daughter, and I'm like, oh, you've got a sweet little girl who's talented, and you're going on dates and sitting through dates with guys named Playa, and you're just having them sign an NDA. Weird, because dude looking like that ain't coming around my child. I said it. So I'm tired of Marie. I'm probably gonna say the
Yeah,
same thing every recap.
pretty much. Because I'm telling you, next season, if Marie ain't got no storyline, I'm dropping the show.
Yeah, she's just not
Now, she's unlikable, and I don't feel like having to go around her. So,
likable.
um, ending the event, Aikisha. See, I tried to go up for you in last week's episode recap. I tried to go up for you. I said you looked cute in your little green dress and you had ponytail. I said that I understood what you were saying about Selena and Cliff messing with each other back in the day. I was with you on that. But how you make somebody want to go into reverse and back out of your driveway because of the shit that you do is beyond me. You know damn fucking well that Gucci started that shit. And you gonna sit up there that confessional and say it was Selena. Selena didn't get physical. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck you saw. Did you see Gucci get her ass whooped? And that's why you
Gucci
said that?
came at Selena, and Selena threw a drink. That's how you know that woman don't fight. Because if a bitch come at me like that, I'm lunging right at you as soon as you take off your glasses. Honestly, as soon as I saw them glasses come off aggressively, she would have been socked. I'm not
Yes.
right, y'all. I am a Gemini, so I'm normal now, but don't fuck with me.
I wouldn't even got physical. But my thing is this.
I would
Akeisha,
have, but that's
yeah, but Akeisha, the fact that you dick ride this lady so hard so you can have some friends on this show is so sad and pathetic of you because I think highly of you. Even though I don't like you, I still think on this show you are pivotal if you really can get this Fair Street, you know, thing going. I really think that you are monumental in this dynamic. But when you say goofy shit like that, that makes me discredit anything you have going forward because I still have not heard of Ferris Street up and coming yet. And y'all stopped filming for months. So I don't need you to co-sign the fuck shit this lady does in the confessional. This is where you needed to sit this one out. Now that's it. That's all I'm done. I'm tired of Akeisha. That was
Akeisha,
ridiculous.
for me as a new Belle Collective watcher, um, just hasn't given me anything. I don't feel anger toward her. I'm just like, okay, sometimes she's messy, but now that I've seen it, it seems like she just gets messy here and there to like participate. It doesn't
No,
seem like
what she's doing is because she came on the show through Tampa. Her and Tampa went to high school together.
oh, that's a disaster.
So, and then that's why.
Say less. She came on the show through Tampa. That's all I needed to hear. I'm so serious. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yes, and so now she's trying to get in with Gucci and Marie and go on that click so she can stay on the show
Listen,
because she ain't got shit going on.
Akeisha ain't got to go home, but she got to get the hell up off our TV screens.
For
I
real,
agree.
because I'm sick of looking at her because I'm telling
And
you,
in her storyline with her spouse when watching, because we did get to
we're
see
gonna go to that in
scenes
just a second.
with her
Yeah,
husband, or for me, I'm not the most entertained watching them
that
ever.
shit was I was cringing watching that shit. I was like, like
He's
yeah,
he's
y'all
he's
stiff.
sweet. He's real sweet.
Oh, girl, okay. Let's move on. So she takes Gucci to the emergency room. That was into that scene. JJ and Gucci.
Why does she need to go to the emergency room?
Because she got her hand at that glass. See what I think she tried to block that glass and that shit says I'm telling you, that's exactly what happened. I've
The
seen that
devil marking her as his.
movie. For real, that was funny. But I just feel like JJ to me watching
One
that
of the
scene.
men, everyone thinks there's some women who are like, oh, I have to be in a relationship. No, there are men like that too. And JJ gives me that. Like, if it wasn't so Gucci after Selena, he would have went back to Selena. If he couldn't go back to Selena, he would have been doing stuff. But you know what I did think about? I was a huge Bring It fan in 2014 to 17. Like, watch these girls dancing, watch Sanjay grow up, become a better dancer, go to college, like watched the show because I used to dance professionally. So I was like, yeah, I injured myself and can't. So I loved it. And I remember scenes and Bring It because JJ wasn't always a part of the show. And then he suddenly became more involved in later seasons. And there are scenes where he is actively flirting with Selena, like, oh, we could get back together and this, this. So I'm like thinking in my head that just came up randomly in my brain. Maybe that's why So Gucci has a problem because at one point he was on that show and doing things and she was literally nowhere to be found. So, and now it sounds like they've been having problems with Selena and stuff. And I'm like, is it because he ran right back to her while you was somewhere with the world not knowing he was even married? Because I'm trying to think like this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make
It
sense.
doesn't make sense, and it seems like to me, it does seem like he's deflecting on something when it comes to Selena
Mhm,
because it was like he couldn't wait to throw her in the mud when it came
mhm.
to this fight with So Gucci, and that's what I wanted to talk about. You were not there. You didn't see what happened. I get you were defending your wife, but on camera, you should say, "That's still the mother of my daughters. I don't want you two fighting. We need to see if we can rectify this as soon as possible." But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but you're slinging this in the mud and trying to make it seem like, "Oh, well, Selena still want me. She still,
Which
loves
to
me."
me is not like anybody who's watched JJ on TV before this. How do you go from being in this good space with Selena and the voice of reason, right, to suddenly hating on her and stuff? If that's how you, I understand not checking your wife in public and stuff, or maybe not on camera, but also don't okay her behavior. Did you talk to your kids before fucking talking to Gucci? Because the way that they spoke together, JJ and Gucci, about the situation, to me, it looked like you haven't contacted your daughters yet.
At all. And that's the thing. And then for Gucci to carry on to talk about, I'm so embarrassed because of the girls. I was with them since they were
We
5
don't
years
care.
old. And I'm
We
like,
don't care.
no one gives a fuck about that. Because the
Nobody
thing
gives
about
a
it is,
thank you.
if you can't respect a mama, you don't have respect for them. Because the
Yeah.
mother is the product of them. And
Which
for
is
you to
crazy because Gucci's a single mom. So
right, and I would think you
if
would
the
understand
tables were turned,
that. Mm-hmm.
come on. Come on,
Exactly.
dentures. Come on. I just
Girl,
can't.
you these dentures, I can't.
I figured it out. I was looking online. I was doing some digging because I was like, why does So Gucci look so old in the face? Like she look, you remember who's it? Cicely Tyson, the actress? She kind of has a facial structure. And Cicely Tyson's beautiful. But I'm talking about in her older years. Gucci kind of looked like that. And I was like, what is it? And then somebody in the Facebook group was like, it's been confirmed she had dentures. And I'm like,
She looked like a lady I used to work with at Safeway back when I was in high school. She
she
does.
do
She
look like
looked.
a Safeway employee. You
Yeah, she
right.
looked. She
With
looked like this.
all of the straight wigs.
She looked like a lady I used to work with at Safeway, and I loved this lady too because she was so sweet. But it was like, yeah, but she does. She reminded me of that, and she had interests as well. And one day she came to work without them, and it was cold.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. Nothing's wrong with them. I'm just like, you out here attacking people. So I'm going to read Shantae, So Gucci, Triple S, Sophia, whatever
Yeah, no,
name
you need to
she
read
chooses.
because, and I'm glad Sanjay did speak out and say that everything that she was saying was not true because it was like because they made it seem like Selena was not involved in her daughter's lives at all.
That's, we watch the woman on TV with young kids.
That's what I'm saying. And the fact that JJ was all like, I had my kids full time and everything
Oh,
like
he did
this. And it
not.
was like,
They get, I get the feeling that yes, there were times he might have had his kids full time, but it's like dad to have a kid full time for like a
for
week
real, like, what does
and
that
then
say,
talk
dude?
about it 10 years later, like I was taking care of
Yeah,
them.
I'm just not here for the whole deadbeat mama thing. I was so over that. That was like, okay,
If she was a
clearly.
deadbeat mom, because I had a deadbeat mom, true story. And I don't like when people talk about my mom negatively, but I don't go like super, super
Hmm.
hard for her, which I know isn't healthy, obviously, to seek therapy for it. But still, if you have a deadbeat mom, I think it shows in your behavior. Uh, those girls, the anger in Sanjay, both on camera and off camera, on Twitter and the other social medias, she ain't nobody getting mad over that over a mama that wasn't there.
Right, exactly. My point. So moving on, I'm going to move on to Tambra and Latrice meeting up.
I forgot they had a scene. I just
They
hate
did. That's why I'm
to.
getting over because I don't like Tampa. So I'm just gonna get over this, and I'm starting not to like Latrice either. I'm gonna watch her this because she started to move a little funny to me.
Latrice
But
been moving funny.
no, but it's like it's really showing that it didn't show at first, but it's showing that. So they meet up and they start talking about the event and how long they've been Selena, blah 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 blah. Tambra, if you don't stop wearing these 50-pound wigs and wear your hair.
She wears custom units. You could tell
I
If
am
it
just
ever
like,
does her hair, I could tell she wants
oh,
almost like a pageant look with how the
yeah. I was looking at that. I was
you
like,
better off getting that with a weave because with the
yeah,
wig, it does
it
look
looks
like a 50
heavy.
pound sandbag
Yeah, it looks heavy.
on top of her head. Let's do
And I was so glad because this was the first time I did not hear Damon's name.
the month,
Damon,
the month,
Damon,
the month.
Damon, it's Damon. I'm just like, oh my God. So it was the first time I'm actually glad I hear. But they were talking about the fight, and then Latrice kind of says that she didn't want them to fight. Like she was really like upset that it had to go that point because she's known Selena forever. She had her issues with Gucci. So she just says that she feels the group is divided, and y'all are. Y'all been divided though. That's the thing. This show has been divided since season one. It's been divided since season one. At first, it was Letitia kind of stayed neutral, but it was
Letitia seems to be the person, from my experience, that is okay with everyone, but maybe with what she's going through with her own situation, she don't have the energy or the capacity to go
mhm.
and be the matriarch of this group. But she gives me like she's all about girl power and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you feel when you hear Latrice say, that this group just seems divided? Do you feel like she has equally as a part as Marie of why this group is divided, or do you feel
Because
like,
Latrice, when she with Latrice and Marie in that issue,
mhm,
Latrice shows up to events, invites everybody to everything. I think in her head, she understands this is my job. I got to deal with these heifers. And I also liked what she said in her confessional about words mattering because they do
they
fucking matter.
do? And I was
They
getting
do
to that
matter.
next.
Yeah. And you
Mhm.
have to be, when she said that in the confessional, it did make me question her because it's like, you're smart, smarter than we haven't thought you were dumb,
That's why I said I need to
but
watch
you're
her because
smarter than you let off. And
I'm
then we
like,
see that. And I'm like, girl, so you understanding that words matter and understanding that neither of these bitches can watch their mouth.
but that shows up in every part of her life because if words matter so much, why do you take them from your husband?
I feel like that I still stand by what I stand by. Allegedly, my personal opinion, not fact. I'm getting better at this because I'm on my friend's channel. I can't be fucking up with the law. My personal opinion, not fact, is that allegedly Cliff is alcoholic and may become abusive when he drinks. That's my personal opinion based on how he looks, what's going on with some of them sebaceous glands he's got. I feel as though that is what's happening. And when people go through that, they're either going to isolate entirely or try to act like everything's okay, but then may do other stuff with other people. So I don't know what's going on with Latrice. I don't think she's a snake like Marie says, but I also know that she wasn't born yesterday. And she knows that these two people who had existing issues and one of them already don't like you. I feel like she might have hoped that So Gucci behaved or showed herself in a negative light. And So Gucci lived up to that hope. But I don't buy that she just thought that they could be at events and be cool. I just don't. The only time those women can behave is when their children are around.
Right, because she did bring up the point the baby shower they were fine, but that wasn't really an event to do that shit with.
No,
So
and
it's
her
kind of
husband was there.
yeah. So
So
it's different. So moving on from there, Keisha and Willie. Willie is finally back home,
why do they
and
live in Mississippi if he has to go to New York to work, or is it like
no, they
different?
they originally lived in New Jersey. So she found out this show was happening allegedly that Tambra was on and tried to get on and move back to Mississippi because she owns property on Ferris Street that was willed to her allegedly. So now I'm looking at Akeisha like something happened. Akeisha, tell us the real truth. Like what's going on? Because now Willie's showing up out of nowhere talking about he's a sportscaster and he has to be in New York all the time. I just saw old boy video in on ESPN on the
Shut
same
up.
similar show. I did. I just saw. Oh boy, I cannot think of his name. He had video in. So you can tell me that you can't video in from Mississippi and do this job. I'm just saying.
It's not my marriage.
It ain't my mirror, it ain't mine either. So I'm not even. But they,
Listen,
that
listen.
confessional scene, I was just like,
I'm maybe it's the confessional scene was cringy.
yeah, it was. It was like,
I
ugh.
thought that was just me. I'm glad you. It
No,
was
I was
cringy,
looking at them. I was like, the fuck.
and I'm nasty. I like to fuck. I'll say it just like that. I enjoy sex a lot, and my husband's penis I heavily enjoy. But we're not gonna be, and we do like lives and stuff together in front of people.
Hmm.
We're not gonna. No.
Yeah, it was weird. It was
No.
weird, but he's home. She's happy he's home. He can help her with two little babies. They were so adorable and cute, and that was pretty much their scene.
I do
And
like how hands-on she is as a mom. Like
I
there's
do
a
too.
lot of scenes and things she goes to where she has her baby and she could call a nanny, but some moms prefer to do that on their own. So
Yeah,
I
I
give
agree. I like that as well.
just
So
so I can say something
I might
positive.
not, I might not care for Aisha a lot because she rubs me the wrong. She just does, and I don't know what it is about Aisha that rubs me the wrong way. It's just I feel like she's just there. I just feel like they just gave her a peach, if you will,
They need to
just
devote
because.
her to a friend of
Yes, I feel like if she was a
next
friend of the
season
show,
so
I would
that we
like her
can
more.
keep her involved. She could be like the Marlo Hampton of Belle Collective, just a
Yes.
serious friend of for forever. Because she doesn't. I don't think that if anything is happening in that marriage, or if something was to happen in that marriage, I don't see Aikisha being willing to share that because. And I see her blaming it on the fact that she has small kids who will eventually watch this, which I can understand. So people like that, fine. Everyone can get paid, but just, dock the pay a little bit. And she'll be okay. Her husband's a sports analyst. She's got her own education and things that she can do. So that's all I have to say on her today.
Yep. So we move over to Marie and her daughter Zuri, and Sophia Shante shows up. Um, so she's filling Marie in with this preconceived bullshit version of the story. And even Marie, actually, I was surprised at Marie this scene because even Marie was so confused. Like she goes, "What? That happened?"
I
But
was
she's,
impressed with Marie, with how
I
she
was
responded to
too.
Gucci, because I was expecting it to, well, that was Latrice girl, because that's her. I was expecting it to just completely come back to her. And she was actually pretty, is it diplomatic? Am I using the wrong word?
Slightly.
I can't think of the word
It's
right now, but
slightly, yeah.
she was definitely neutral in that
Hmm.
situation. That's what I
And
can
I
say.
think that it's because she wasn't there. I feel like when people are not there, they can't say what it is until she sees it on camera.
Um,
So, and even if she saw it on camera, she can't blame Latrice for that. Because Latrice, like Cliff and Gucci were saying, well, Latrice did that on purpose because she is the snake. And it's like, no, Latrice didn't do it on purpose. If Latrice is friends with this person, which is an odd friendship, if I knew she slept with my husband at some point, uh, lady. But what I'm saying is that if I have no problem with this person, she's a socialite in Mississippi, and I have no problem with Gucci. She has a problem with me because she didn't buy me this property. Why would I not invite them to the same event? That's stupid to me.
yeah. Also, Selena is well known in
Yes.
Jackson. Well known. And it sounds like Sanjay, her daughters, are using their talents to help other local kids, which I think, by
Mhm.
the way, as a former dancer myself, is beautiful because the person who trained me was just a lady, Sister Evelyn Thomas, in our neighborhood, who wanted to take girls in. So I lived on
Mhm.
89th and Birch, and they wanted to keep us from like getting pregnant, doing that. That was the original reason my parents put me into dance. So it's definitely good what they're doing, but it's nothing. I'm very impressed with Marie. She did not bring that up. And I think because they've helped her daughter, I think that I get the sense that Marie, like, she'll tell you, oh, this person's a snake, this and that. But when it
No,
comes
she
to
ain't gonna bite the hand that
family,
feed her. That's just what it is, and I think that that's how. And I agree. And then, so yeah, I agree with you. What you said. I think that she just, you know, wanted to stay neutral because she wasn't there. And they tried to do the little dance. It was terrible to say the least, but that's okay. I can't do it either, so I ain't gonna pick up. So moving on from there, let's see, who else did I want to? Who am I missing? Marie, Gucci. What am I missing? I'm missing something because
Sunday
there's thing.
popping up in their conversation.
Oh,
That because I'm like, that was the end of the episode. Not much else happened. Sanjay came and
well, no,
talked.
this is when they're at the actual event.
Yeah, when they're
Was
at
there something
the
that happened in between the event that I'm missing? Okay, good. So yeah, at the event, Gucci says she would show up, and then Sanjay shows up. Sanjay really did not want to engage with her, which says a lot there. Because if it was really that kind of situation with your mama, like you said, you wouldn't be, giving this kind of energy to her if it was really that situation. So Shantae apologizes, to the little girl, not little girl, you know, her stepdaughter, about getting in an altercation with her mama. Not that she started it, the physical part of it, but just apologize that her and her mom was fighting. And I was kind of with Sanjay on this one. I was like, well, why would you wait all this time and just not call me the next day or check on me to see how I'm doing? If you really were trying to be sympathetic for the situation, do you think Sophia Shantae Soguchi was being sympathetic with Sanjay in that moment?
first, what I will say is another way. God, I never thought I'd say good things about Marie. Marie sat her ass there while they talked and was quiet. And I respected that because oftentimes on reality television, when something happens where family is involved, these other castmates who are not related have something to say. And I think that when it affects people off camera, shut up and mind your business personally. So I appreciated Marie for staying there and being respectful of the family. Because I hate that, especially on the Housewives, they do that. Shut up, this day family. Why do you mind your business? But as for Triple S's apology, it was triple bullshit. And I do not buy it. Sanjay said it, and I was glad she said it. We family in real life. She's a daddy's girl, daddy babies, as he calls them. And it took you coming to someone else's daughter's event to apologize to Sanjay for what you did to her mom. If you really want to apologize to Sanjay for what you did to her mom, apologize to her fucking mom. Because in this case, it doesn't have anything to do with the daughter, so they can't fully get involved. And that's why I think what Sanjay said was correct. And they're Southern, so they're going to stay out of grown folk business. So as women raised in the deep South, for Sanjay to say that to her stepmom, who is her superior, that let me know, like, nah, so Gucci, you're trash. You're trash. I cannot, you're trash. And then you showed your hand again by apologizing on camera. You have their phone number. This man, one of the sisters had a son. In the time from the issue happening to them seeing each other, Star had her baby. You have had opportunity to participate and apologize, and you haven't. But you want to do it on camera because you know that you have access to the camera, but Selena doesn't. So you're still trying to manipulate the situation.
Manipulate the image of you in that situation. I see exactly what you're saying.
Go get your real estate license. Learn how to close a deal and to sign a contract. Call Marie, since you up her twat, and go to her mental health center and seek services. And then she can understand what she's done wrong because her daughter understands it, Star understands it, Sky understands it, Selena understands it, even JJ understands it. He just acted like he not, but everybody understands it. And I think anyone who views the situation as, no, so Gucci's had enough. No, this is this man's daughters. And when you choose to be with someone who has kids, whether you have them or not, you are choosing to be respectful of his kids and to deal with his ex.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
You can't keep crying like, oh, this is difficult. I've been there. We don't care what you've been. How you've been recently is what counts. And that's really all I'll say on So Gucci. She's trash. Her apology was fake. Sanjay was very respectful and proved that her mama raised her right. Because if somebody talk to my family like that, if somebody talk to you like that, Mr. Watch Your Mouth Reviews, I'm gonna have to watch these hands. So it's like you can't just talk to people any kind of way.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
Gucci is fake.
Yeah. So there you have it, y'all. That's the review, Belle Collective season 3, episode 6, because there was nothing else.
There's nothing else. They
So
dragged us.
they dragged us in this whole bullshit, and they're really, it's crazy at this point. But so far, it's okay for now. We will see what next episode shows itself to be, because it seems like there's a lot that follows around Tambra, and I cannot wait. So,
Oh yeah.
yes, I
The
cannot wait.
lies are gonna be exposed again.
Finally. So, all right, y'all. So next up on the list on my channel is Real Housewives of Atlanta. That will be the next live we'll be doing in a few minutes. And then after that, go ahead on to Mrs. Best Reviews channel. She's going to go ahead and actually do Summer House Martha's Vineyard after we're done with Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I have a lot to say about that one. So I cannot wait.
It's over.
Yes, she's lucky her shows are over. Mine are still here. So I don't even want to hear from her right now. But like, comment, and subscribe to both of us, you guys. And we will see you on the next review. Till then,
Adios.
bye.